Back with you from Comerica Park in downtown Detroit, Michigan. Baseball moments away after about a 20-minute delay or so. We are ready to go. Hot and humid here tonight. It did not rain. There were some threatening clouds and some storm cells right around the downtown area, but thankfully that stayed away and just pushed back a little bit tonight. Still very hot and humid here tonight, but we are ready to go for Game 1 of this 3-game series, and the Twins with their first trip to Detroit all season long and have not seen these Tigers since April when Detroit won 2 out of 3 at Target Field. Corey Provus back with you, and pleased to have Denard Span with us here on this road trip. And as we get ready for Buxton to bat leadoff and the Tigers to take the field, let's take a look, Denard, at our keys to the game. And they're brought to you, as always, by Toyota.
Yes, I think today the Twins are going to have to focus on keeping the bats hot. Had a really good game yesterday against the Seattle Mariners, scoring 10 runs. And I think they want to go ahead tonight. They're facing a young pitcher in Gibson. Long, and you know, he didn't have a huge track record, but I think he's a guy that he's shown that he can throw some strikes. So I think the Twins need to go out there and be aggressive and try to carry on that momentum from last series. And
base running was a key as well going into this game, and for good reason.
Yes, the Tigers, they've done a really good job at putting pressure on opposing defenses, which when you look at their roster, they don't have a lot of team speed. They're last in all of the American League in stolen bases. But what they do really well is go first to third, take that extra base. And so I think the outfielders more especially going to have to find a way to slow the game down and understand, where they're going with the baseball before it's hit to them. Infielders, same thing. They're going to have clean exchanges and try to keep the ball down and give their infielders or the infielders or the catcher a nice short hop to put a nice tag on those runners.
Yeah, we'll talk more about what's been a strength for the Tigers all season long. Base running as the game moves along here tonight. Now, Matt Wallner and the Twins. A day they needed yesterday, putting up 10 runs. Wallner hit a home run. And Matt back in the lineup today, batting fifth, and he is in right field. Tigers have been very good overall this season. 51 wins, most in the American League, and particularly tough to beat here at home. But we have a nice crowd on hand and ready for baseball here in Detroit. Corey Provus and Denard Span. So this is a good test for the Twins. It's been a while since they've seen the Tigers, and Detroit has been not just atop the Central for a large chunk, if not the entire season, but they maintain the best winning percentage in the American League.
Yeah, what the Tigers have done is carried over the success from the second half of last year. They've come into this year, and then they've shown that they're a real team to be reckoned with. And I think this is a good test for the Twins, like you said. Good thing that the Twins, I thought they finished the series against the Mariners off really well. So you want to come into a series like this with some confidence and, try to hopefully come here and gain some room in that AL Central.
Yeah, like every team dealing with some injuries, and the Tigers dealing with some injuries as well, impacting its starting rotation right now. You look at the Central, and the Tigers have a 9.5-game lead over Cleveland, Twins, Royals, and the White Sox. Round out the AL Central. See David Festa, he'll start here tonight, as Audra mentioned at the top of the telecast. No opener. Festa will start the opening inning here in just a bit. The Twins offense, yes, the record overall not great here in June, but encouraging seeing the run production and the power return a bit this month. You see the OPS 766 among the better numbers of any offense in the game. The Menards batting order for the Twins here tonight. It's Buxton, Larnach, and Castro, 1, 2, and 3. Carlos Correa's hit safely in 6 straight games. Wallner, Brooks Lee's been red hot last 25 games. Cody Clemens, against his first organization, was drafted by the Tigers, 3rd-round pick in 2018. Harrison Bader and Christian Vasquez will catch Festa here tonight, and the Twins will see a former Twin minor leaguer in Sawyer Gipson-Long, who was drafted by the Twins in 2019, then traded to the Tigers in a deal that brought Michael Fulmer to the Twins.
I'm sure he is juiced tonight to be facing his former organization. Young pitcher, only his 2nd start of the season. He's pitched in some different roles, mainly bulk roles. His 7.36 ERA as a starter. He's shown that he can throw strikes, like we said in the open. So it's going to be interesting to see how the Twins hitters attack him. If they're going to take that with and be aggressive because he is around the plate, or are they going to wait and see what he's going to do as far as sequencing?
Now, this will be his 5th game, but only his 2nd true start this season. The Tigers have some sound players defensively. Riley Green, Parker Meadows, Wenzel Perez, and the outfield, Colt Keith. He'll start at third base tonight. Javier Baez having just a resurgent season at short. Gleyber Torres, he is going to be all-star bound. Spencer Torkelson's been great. And Dylan Dingler is going to catch Gibson Long here tonight. Well, last time Gibson Long threw, he was the bulk arm against Tampa Bay back on June 21st, but now sees Buxton, who is always ready to swing at the first pitch of the game. And here it comes. He does swing and chop it foul. And with that, we are underway here in Detroit. Hitting leadoff, how often? I know you weren't a big fan, but the times you would swing at the first pitch, did you know it walking up to the plate?
Sometimes, or most times, I would say yes, but then there was other times where as soon as that pitcher was in his windup, then I would say, you know what, I feel pretty sexy right now. I may try to swing at this pitch.
Popped up into the sunshine. Underneath it is Meadows, and he'll make the catch. And Buxton flies out, so one away. And that'll bring up Trevor Larnach, whom we spoke of during the open here tonight. Larnach, a home run yesterday off a changeup. His 3rd homer off a changeup this season. Now 12 total this season. That's 3 shy of his career high of 15 just last year.
Definitely tell he's been seeing the ball really nicely. He's another guy that we were talking about in the open. I think he does a really good job being the number 2 hitter in this lineup behind Buxton. We saw Buxton swing at that first pitch. He's ultra aggressive, and Larnach is the opposite. So I think they balance each other out at that 1-2 spot.
Yeah, Larnach seeing on average just under 4 pitches per plate appearance. And the 0-1 from Gibson Long, and that's outside at 94. In terms of velocity, Gibson Long is not going to light up the radar gun. He maxed out his last outing around 93.6. He averaged just under 93 against Tampa Bay in his most recent appearance. Just inside for ball 2. His four-seam fastball has been hit hard. That's the one that the Twins are going to look for and do damage against. Slider's been effective. Cutter's also been good. There's the cutter.
Yeah, speaking of that cutter right there, that pitch just disappeared. Looked like it was going to be a fastball on the inner third, and then it just disappeared.
So 2-2 on Trevor Larnach DHing tonight. On the ground at first, that's a fair ball played by Torkelson. He feeds his teammate. And Larnach grounds out. So 2 up, 2 down against Gibson Long here in the opening inning. And that'll bring up Willie Castro. He made his big league debut with the Tigers. Had some good seasons playing for A.J. Hinch 2019 through 2022. Castro has been at his best, honestly, on the road. Offensively, his road OPS is over 1,000. All 7 of his home runs have been hit on the road.
So you're saying that he's going to be in every single game on the road?
On the road, he's playing.
Sometimes you just can't even put your finger on why that is. I mean, for whatever reason it is, you got so many advanced metrics. Willie, we know how great of a player he is, whether he's at home or away. But, yeah, I got to imagine, he'll be in every single game this road trip.
Inside with a changeup. So 1 ball, 1 strike on Castro. Thriving here in the month of June. Willie hitting for average, for power. 7 extra base hits alone this month. Now 1-2. Twins as a team have been very good against breaking balls. Curveballs, sliders. But with Castro often 2 strikes, breaking balls down. As where opposing pitchers like to attack Willie. And Gibson Long, he knows the scouting report, strikes out Castro. And the former Twin minor leaguer has a 1-2-3 first inning. Hopefully David Festa has the same when we come back. Well, there's a look at Tigers manager A.J. Hinch. 5 games over within the division so far this season. Detroit very good at home so far here in 2025. The forward Tigers batting order, plenty of depth up and down this lineup. Colt Keith, Gleyber Torres, Kerry Carpenter, Riley Green having an awesome year. Obed fourth and left, Spencer Torkelson with Perez. Dingler, Meadows, and Baez, and David Festa starts here tonight. A second look at the Tigers here this season.
David Festa, he'll be looking to gain some confidence after a tough outing against the Milwaukee Brewers. Gave up 8 earned runs over 4 2/3 inning. You see that 4-pitch mix. For me, that slider was a little bit better, had a little bit more bite to it last season. I think if he can clean up the walks, I think that'll be huge for tonight as well.
That's a good point. The walk rate for Festa is up this season. 1-1 on Colt Keith. This guy doesn't chase too much out of the strike zone. And this one skied to left and shallow. Bader in the sunshine over. Plenty of room. And he'll squeeze it, and Keith flies out, so 1 down. And I'll bring up Gleyber Torres. Let's take a look at the Twins defensively behind Festa here tonight. For game 1, beginning of the outfield, we just saw Harrison Bader, Byron Buxton, and Matt Wallner. Left to right, the infield of Lee, Correa, Castro, Cody Clemens, and Christian Vasquez is catching Festa here for game 1. Now, Gleyber Torres signed late as a free agent, a 1-year deal, and boy, a change of scenery has done this guy so well. He is an all-star game finalist at second base with Jackson Holliday, and he has a great chance to start that game coming up in Atlanta in just a few weeks. That's how good Torres has been in this new city and with his new team.
Sometimes a change of scenery does a lot of players good. I think this is the guy that the New York Yankees knew, he had the ability to be this type of player, but you're seeing him maybe with a little bit of a chip on his shoulder, not getting that big free agent contract, and coming here on a 1-year contract and trying to make the most out of it.
There's a good slider from Festa, strikes out Torres looking. So quickly 2 down for Festa. That's his 33rd strikeout in just over 31 innings thrown this season.
See this slider right here, that was just a nasty pitch. Buckle Torres, not much you can do right there if you're Gleyber.
So 2 down for Kerry Carpenter. Now he will chase. High strikeout rate for Carpenter DHing. And Festa paints at 93 for strike 1 on Carpenter. Hitting just 190 here in the month of June. Does have 4 home runs, but man, he's got some numbers against the Twins. It's a 19th round pick out of Virginia Tech back in 2019. Oh, 2. So Festa early on, Denard, he is filling up the strike zone.
Yes, he is, and we talked about that, as far as him and his walk rate being up, and he's just going to have to focus on, just getting ahead right there. 0-2. Now he's put himself in a good position to where he can do multiple things right here.
8 pitches, 7 strikes so far, and the 0-2 pitch is rolled foul. So this to me is a situation where let's see if the numbers match up with their scouting report. 2 strikes, expand here a little bit against Carpenter.
Yeah, I think that's what you definitely have to do. You have easily 2 pitches to do that. See if he will expand and swing and miss, or maybe put the ball in play weakly.
Base is empty, 2 down. That's a foul ball. Change up from Festa and Carpenter.
Even right here, 0-2 count, I wouldn't mind seeing a fastball up and out of the strike zone, maybe change eye level, just to spoil one.
Went upstairs, good call.
Yeah. And he offered at it, and that's even better. Now you got his eyes looking up in that area.
Still 0-2 on the Tigers DH. Spiked that one slider and not offered at by Carpenter. Mentioned that Festa is seeing the Tigers for the second time. David made his first big league appearance this season at home against the Tigers. In a starting role, 4 2/3 innings, only 1 run. It was unearned. And the air to center. And plenty of room for Buxton. And he'll squeeze it, and a good start for David Festa. 13 pitch, 1-2-3, scoreless first inning. Minnesota Twins baseball on Twins TV is presented by Progressive. Great crowd here at Comerica Park on this warm Friday evening. First of 3 against the first place Tigers, and Carlos Correa hitting .419 over his last 8 games.
Looks like he's been hunting that pitch right there, that 2-seamer in. I've talked to Correa in the past, and I know he likes to hunt pitches and key in and focus on certain things. And once he has his mind set on that, he's disciplined enough to stick with it.
Something we keep talking about is how the Twins as a team have really turned their numbers around against sinkers, because that was the game plan early on. Throw sinker after sinker. Well, the Twins have improved drastically, and this guy at the plate, he's doing his most damage against sinkers. Not as much against breaking balls. So Carlos is seeing more off speed, more breaking balls, because oddly, and Correa's hammered breaking balls, but this year is not matching up so far against either curveballs or sliders.
I think that's what makes him such a good hitter. Like he is a student of the game. You know, all of those numbers that, you know, that we talk about up here, I guarantee you he knows exactly.
100%.
You know what I mean? And he's the type of guy that he's gonna make an adjustment. He's gonna go up there and say, all right, you guys are attacking me this one way. All right, I'm gonna show you that I can't hit that, and then try to lure them back into something that he's done a really good job his entire career, which is hitting off-speed pitches.
This one bounced up the middle, hit the bag, played by Torres, and makes the play anyway. So grounded up the middle, and it hit the base. That 18-inch base at second base, and that ball, it can go anywhere at that point, but Torres a favorable hop and made the play on Correa.
Yeah, I thought for sure this was going to be a hit. I guarantee you if that, the dirt strip that was here the last couple years, I guarantee you that ball would have had a little bit more steam on it and it would have got through that infield. So that's something to note, that now here at Comerica Park, they got rid of that.
Yeah, that path from the mound to the plate is now gone. It is all grass, and Wallner cannot hold back, so it's John Tumpane. Now, Wallner, part of the home run barrage last night, his 7th. Started again off speed, this time no swing. 1 ball, 1 strike on Wallner. Just looking for, and we'll see. Hopefully that swing last night is the catalyst to get this guy going. Coming off such a great season offensively, and was hot out of the break he had. Not really a break when he was on the IL.
Yeah.
His rehab run was awesome with the Saints. That carried into Seattle.
Yeah. Well, I think the swing we saw yesterday, that was a home run to left center field, and all hitters, they can account to this, that when you're driving the ball to the opposite field, that's usually when you're starting to, you know, recalibrate your swing and you're seeing the ball a lot better. And so I think for him, you know, he gets in trouble at times when his timing's off and he gets sped up. As long as he's under control and everything is slow, he has a slow tempo at the plate, I think that's when he's at his best, just like every other hitter.
2-2, and Wallner strikes out on a fastball upstairs, so 2 down, and the second strikeout for Gibson Long before Lee bats. Let's check in with Audra Martin.
Rocco Baldelli didn't want to dish out too many compliments about the Tigers earlier today or about the season that they're having. Instead, he wanted to focus on how his team can best help themselves. And he said one thing he really wants to see in this series is aggressive base running. He said, you know, in this ballpark with that big of an outfield, there is always a base or a run that you can take for yourself. But that is only going to happen if you're really going to play the game on your front foot and go hard every opportunity that you have. He said it is really hard to cover all of that ground. Why not make it even harder on the Tigers? So guys, something to certainly keep an eye on. That base running by Trevor Larnach a couple days certainly comes to mind when talking about that base running.
Yeah, no doubt about that, Audra, and it's something that Denard brought up at the beginning of the telecast tonight, and we'll get into that as the game moves along, as Lee pops it up to third, and Colt Keith makes the play, and 6 up, 6 down for Sawyer Gibson Long against the Twins here tonight. A lot happening here in Detroit. This weekend, we've got baseball. We've also got golf. The Rocket Classic taking place. There's my friend Andrew Catalon from CBS Sports. Left side of your screen with his son CJ. On the call this weekend, Kevin Kisner also right side there. Professional player. Did not make the cut. Good to see him. A good buddy, Andrew Catalon from CBS Sports at the game here tonight. Riley Green against Festa pops it up. And Brooks Lee will squeeze it. And Green is out number one. 4 up, 4 down for Festa.
Some pretty good seats you left him there, Corey.
I wish that I handled that part. I said, hey, you're coming. I've got some standing room seats. If you can talk your way to that front row, then hey, you know what? More power to you.
You're so humble, man.
More power to you. I just said, hey, just get in the ballpark and good luck. Spencer Torkelson is hit by a pitch at 93. A four-seam fastball running in. So Torkelson will be the first base runner tonight for either team.
You see this two-seamer that just got away from Festa. Definitely don't think it was intentional. But I like to see that, though. I like to see him trying to work inside, trying to establish that fastball on the inner third of the plate.
So Festa out of the stretch for the first time, and here is Wensiel Perez. Switching outfielder, down a strike. Perez only just over 20 games played this season. He was out for a while, began the season in the IEL with a bad back. He's hit safely in 5 straight at good numbers since he has come off the injured list. This one banged to left down the line, will slice and land out of play. And it's 0-2 on Perez. Torkelson a short lead at first with 1 out. And the 0-2. He struck him out swinging with a slider. Second strikeout for Festa, and there are 2 down here in the Tigers' half of inning number 2. We'll turn your world upside down with Stranger Things Night at Target Field on July 9th. With the purchase of a special theme night package, fans receive a Joe Ryan Billy bobblehead. Lock in your tickets right now for this 11 out of 10 experience at twins.com/tickets. Here's the catcher, Dylan Dingler, and he lines a base hit to right center. Now we'll see that first to third in play, and Torkelson will take third base as Buxton gets it back in. So Dingler's playing time has really jumped. Jake Rogers was hurt. Dingler became the primary catcher, and he has been in that spot ever since, even though Rogers is now back.
Good piece of hitting right here. See that fastball just got too much plate right there, and you see drive that baseball right up through the middle of the field. And you already know they're going first to third. The Detroit Tigers, like we mentioned earlier, one of the most aggressive teams in all of baseball, playing the game the right way.
So Dingler at first, Torkelson at third, and now Parker Meadows. As Festa misses down low for ball 1, Meadows. And like Perez, he began the season on the IL. It was a nerve issue in his right arm. It sidelined Meadows for a large chunk of this first half. Former second-round pick in 2018. Inside 2-0. Festa with 2 outs, allowing just a 182 batting average against. But behind Meadows here. Check swing, Tapper back to the mound. Festa has it. Will throw to first in time, and Festa works out of it. Change up, fooled Meadows, and the Tigers lead 2. Minnesota Twins baseball is presented by Thrivent, where finances and generosity are the ultimate double play. Back with Denard Span and Audra Martin, Corey Probus with you here at Comerica Park. So David Festa off to a good start as he chats with Twins pitching coach Pete Mackey. Cody Clemens, drafted by the Tigers, third-round pick in 2018. Then a few seasons later made his big league debut here against the Twins as part of a doubleheader back on May 31st, 2022. Cody's at first base starting tonight, a rare. Now night off for now for Ty France. 1 ball, 1 strike count on Clemens. Cody's hitting the ball hard at 51%. Hard hit rate for Cody. And that is well above league average. League average is closer to 36%. And that's been a big reason why he's playing more and more. There's Ty for now watching, but that always could change.
Got to give him credit. He has definitely earned it. He saw an opportunity and he's taken full advantage of it. Definitely been the unsung hero for the ball club this far.
I did not have Cody third in the team in home runs, 80 plus games into the season with his 9.
If I had to guess, that's the reason why he's playing tonight. No knock against Ty France, but going against a righty and Gibson Long, you want to try to stack your lineup with as many lefties as possible.
Now the slider strikes out Clemens, so Gibson Long with 3 strikeouts so far. He had 13 all year and 1 away. With the Twins third.
Yeah, just a nasty slider. Down, out of the strike zone. He's done that a few times today already. Got Willie Castro earlier. Now he just got Cody Clemens.
Now Harrison Bader. He's walking more than he has in a long time. Weakly hit left side. This one by the mound on the charge. Barehanding, throwing late. Now Colt Keith, he played that as well as he could, but Bader up the line. Infield hit, and the Twins have their first base runner tonight. It's Harrison Bader in a scoreless third.
Speed kills. I feel like we've seen Harrison Bader do that quite a bit this season as well. Maybe not seeing the ball his best, but when you have speed, you're able to do just that right there. Find a way to get on base, hopefully get something going for the offense.
Bader is hitting the ball on the ground more than he ever has in his career. So he is on 1 out. Christian Vasquez, the Twins catcher, batting 9th.
It's the thing about speed right there. Even when you're not seeing the ball really well, you want to try to find a way to still get on base, whether it be walk or infield hits, until you start seeing the ball and have that ability to drive the ball. But really good job right there by Bader.
Now Gibson Long now strike 1 on all 9 batters. And now this one to the backstop. And down to second advances Bader.
That's what I used to tell myself when I was maybe not seeing the ball the best. I just want to just grind. We can see this pass ball right here. Good job by Bader. Ready to take the extra 90 feet on a ball in the dirt. See if Vasquez can knock him in right here.
Now 1-2 on Vasquez. Now Vasquez, he does make quite a bit of contact. Gibson Long, runners in scoring position. Opponents hitting 400 against him. Let's see if Vasquez can add 2 of those numbers right now with Bader at second.
It's a nice 1-2 pitch right there. Hopefully Vasquez, being a veteran and being a catcher, understanding what he's trying to do with that pitch. If he wants to get to that slider.
Now the 2-2 to the Twins catcher.
Doubled up.
Sawyer Gipson-Long, he's in this Tigers rotation right now due to Jackson Job's season-ending injury. Job out, Tommy John surgery. So Gipson-Long is currently in this rotation. Twins caught a break there. Looked to be strike 3. Instead, it's ball 3. See his numbers in the minor leagues. Traded from the Twins to the Tigers for Michael Fulmer at the deadline in 2022. 3-2 pulled foul. Now Gipson-Long, he was on his way to, I think, showing up in the big leagues sooner than he did. He had a really strong season after the trade, 2023. He did debut with the Tigers in 4 games, and understandably so in the minor leagues, more strikeouts than innings thrown. But then he was hurt, did not pitch at all in 2024. And that's ball 4, so Christian Vasquez works a 1-out walk. And here comes Byron Buxton looking to do some damage here with 2 on and 1 out.
It's a really fine AB right there from Christian Vasquez, who's down 0-2, laid off some nasty pitches on the inside corner. And then right there, laying off that slider, getting Buck up to the plate. This is the guy you want right now if you're the Twins.
Buxton flied out his first time. He's reached safely in 16 of his last 17 games. As he hammers one to left down the line, turning and going foul.
Buck's been doing a really good job at pulling those hands in on that inside pitch. Seen him do that quite a bit on that home stand, keeping that ball fair down third base line. Tried to do it right there.
No balls and a strike on Byron. And that's outside. Cutter away. Buxton 17 homers, 48 knocked in. Bader at second, Vasquez at first. Buxton this year, he has not missed too many breaking balls. His numbers against curveballs and sliders are outstanding.
Just thinking the same thing. You see when he swung and missed the face that he made, he knew that that was the pitch that he wanted. It was a hanger. And we've seen him drive that ball into the left center gap time and time again.
Only Ohtani and Devers are slugging a higher percentage against breaking balls than Byron Buxton this year. Came back with it, grounded to third, second for 1. Torres the return throw, not in time. So Bader safe at third, Vasquez out at second, Buxton safe at first. So Colt Keith, his 5th start at third base, tried to turn 2 against Buxton. Did he have a chance to get the lead man and better speed and Bader at third base here on the force?
I'm gonna see right here. I think so. I think he could have definitely touched third base right there and got the lead runner out, but I think he was thinking 2 off the bat, but not realizing who's running.
Right,
so that's
I think
where
he forgot who hit that ball.
You have to pay attention who's running right there.
Let's see if the Twins can capitalize on that. See if Buxton's on the move here as Trevor Larnach steps in with 2 on and 2 out, no score. Ball 1.
Take.
Buxton 13 for 13 when stealing a base this season. 6th fastest in baseball, home to first. He stays inside on Larnach, 2-0.
Talking about this in the open in regards to Larnach just making adjustments. First at bat, that same slider he swung and missed, and I think he check swing. Right here, the second at bat, he's already spit on 2 nasty ones.
Lined into right field, Perez right there. So Larnach a good swing, but hit it right at the Tigers' right fielder, and the Twins leave 2. Welcome back on this warm night. No score, bottom 3. Now the East-West Classic. It's a 1-hour special. It comes your way tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Central on MLB Network. And that swing and that number familiar because my man Denard Span was in Alabama and had a chance to play in that East-West Classic not too long ago. Had to be a great thrill for you.
It really was, and you see me going down the line there. I just don't have that first step like I used to. My number one goal was coming home in one piece. That's what I told my wife when I left the house. I said, I'll be back, baby, in one piece.
And you made it back.
I did. A lot of fun, though. A lot of fun. We needed that. A lot of us older players, or former players, I guess I should say.
Former. I like former better.
Former players. Former. Yeah, it was a good time.
But there was a who's who. I mean, there were some great players.
It was. Prince Fielder was there. CC Sabathia, D. Gordon, with Edwin Jackson, Andrew Jones, Gary Sheffield. Yeah, just ton of fun.
Javier Baez, he is having a ton of fun for the first time in Detroit, really in his career, because the first 3 seasons did not go well. But Baez, a whole different role with his Tiger team now in 2025, and he has had a great season. In fact, he's an all-star finalist in the outfield. And you may say, Baez outfield, he's at short right now, but A.J. Hinch has played him at center. He's played him at second, short, third.
And you've seen him make some nice plays out there, too. Seen him on top plays a few times. You know, just never know. Obviously a good athlete. He's played shortstop for his entire career. It's usually easier for infielders to go out to the outfield versus the other way around. And, you know, maybe he's back to having some fun now.
9 home runs in the season. Sends this one to center field. Buxton on the move. He'll get there and make the play for the out. For many years, you asked Byron Buxton your favorite place to play. And this was right up there when it was 420 to dead center especially. He says, yeah, I still like it. 412 is fine, but I did enjoy it more when it was 420 to straightaway center field.
Yeah, this ballpark is made specifically for Byron Buxton's skill set, especially when he gets open with his legs, those long strides. I'm looking forward to this series, watching him do his thing out there.
Now Colt Keith down to strike, and now we see the big test here for David Festa because the numbers are obvious. He's great first time through, but then second time he sees a lineup, the numbers skyrocket both in terms of average, slug, and OPS against.
Yeah, I'm sure Rocco is going to be paying close attention to this, and I think it just goes back to him throwing strike 1, strike 2, getting ahead of these hitters, locating the ball, and then when you get ahead of the hitters, make some good quality pitches to try to put them away.
So 294 batting average again, second time through. Keith now softly center field. Buxton, though, saw this off the crack of the bat, and there are 2 down. So Festa pitch count in great shape. 31 pitches in, 2 down, inning number 3, and Gleyber Torres struck out looking on a 3-pitch sequence back in the first inning on a Festa slider. 94 just high for ball 1 on Torres. 8 homers for Torres. 5 of those have come here at home. And Torres batting second tonight, but he has hit leadoff quite a bit this season.
He's been one of their better hitters all year, and see him right here versus the fastball, among the league leaders.
So got a change up there, so 1-2. See if Festa, does he go back to his slider?
I would after that graphic. I'm not sure if he can see the graphic, but there you go.
Now, Torres hit free agency at such a young age. He's only 28 years old. Now, Riley Green, in fact, he is heading in that same direction. You know, Green, he's 24. He's under team control for just a couple of more seasons.
It's the name of the game. Try to become a free agent as young as possible. When you do that, and the world is yours. Tigers have a lot of young talent.
Full count to the Tigers second baseman, Gleyber Torres, and the 3-2, and that's on the corner, strike three called. Torres doesn't like it, but he'll pop open the iPad in a bit and see that was a strike. So 3 up, 3 down for Festa. Good start for the Slim Reaper here in Motown. Three scoreless innings for David Festa. 1 hit, 1 hit batter, 3 strikeouts. The Twins so far quiet against Sawyer Gipson-Long. His 5th game, 2nd start. We'll see Castro, Correa, and Wallner here in the 4th inning. Twins tonight, by the way, have a chance for a milestone. A victory tonight would be the Twins' 500th career win and lifetime win against the Tigers. Grounded past the mound, kicks off the mound, played by Keith, and throws out Castro. But another ball that could have gone any which way. The spin bouncing off the mound. And Keith hung in there, made the play, and Willie's out, number 1. Dustin Lynch stars like confetti on August 15th at Target Field when he hits the stage for a postgame show. And the concert is presented by TickPick. Come watch the Twins and these Tigers, then stay postgame as Dustin takes the stage. Special VIP packages are available. Get your tickets right now at twins.com/Dustin Lynch. It's country night here at the ballpark tonight in Detroit. And a country show coming up in August in downtown Minneapolis. Carlos Correa grounded out his first time. But yeah, tonight the Twins could beat the Tigers for the 500th time. Howdy. In team history, it would be the 2nd team the Twins have reached 500 wins against. The other being the White Sox. 544 lifetime wins against Chicago.
It's hard for me to tell if that's good, 'cause I don't know how many times the Tigers have beat us. Can we find that information?
I can tell you right now, but first Correa is going to ground out to short. And there are 2 down. Yeah, the Twins have defeated the Tigers 499 times. They have lost 451
I like
times.
it. There we go. Now we're talking.
During Denard's playing career, Twins had some good games against the Tigers, and because this guy raked at this ballpark, I mean, killed it here.
Yeah, I didn't mind coming here. I really didn't. Good place to hit. I don't know if this is true or not, but I look at the infield. It just seems like there's other infields around the league that are smaller. This infield just seemed large, and it just seemed like there was a lot of base hits for me. Big outfield as well. So, yeah, whenever I came to Comerica Ballpark, I knew I was going to at least get one hit.
Matt Wallner, he has a base hit. This one's skipping. It will roll right by Perez, and Wallner's going to try for two. The throw to second base is not in time, and Matt Wallner rips a two-out double off the wall to right, and the Twins, for the second straight inning, have a runner in scoring position.
I love it right there. Forget about the swing. Obviously I care about the swing, but not as much as what I just saw Matt Wallner do, running the bases. All right, I guess I got to talk about the swing. That was a beautiful swing right there. Stand through the baseball. But watch him right here. As soon as that ball kicks off the wall, you see him kick it into another gear. And this is what we're talking about right here. I was listening to you and Trevor last series talking about the base running. You have to press the envelope and put pressure on opposing defenses. Now he's in scoring position right here with a chance to score a run.
And give Brooks Lee a chance. Was it safely in 4 straight. His hitting streak ended, but then the next day, right back at it. That Sunday against Milwaukee. And Lee is it safely in 4 straight, hitting .344 over his last 25. Pulled fair down the right field line. And Wallner will score easily. Lee's on his way to second base. And he'll stop there, so he trades spots with Wallner. That's a 2-out run-scoring double, and it's 1-0 Twins.
That's what I'm talking about right there. That's what happens when you're aggressive on the base, Paps. Good things happen. Even if Matt Wallner would have got thrown out there, I'd have been okay. It's 2 outs. You got Brooks Lee coming up the next inning. But instead, he gets himself in scoring position. Brooks Lee, one of the hottest hitters on this Twins ball club. You see him right here. Keep that ball fair. Matt Wallner scores easily.
So 15-game road hitting streak for Lee. RBI number 31. Now Cody Clemens. His second look at Gibson Long tonight. And a backdoor slider on the outside corner for strike one on Cody.
That's what we call playing baseball. Playing the game.
Actually, Gibson Long did not throw at all a couple of years ago. Why? He had Tommy John surgery. At the same time, they were dealing with the elbow, also had hip surgery. Now 1-2 on Cody. Twins, 2 outs, runners in scoring position, among the better teams in baseball, hitting .265, 5th best in the game. And Clemens, strike 3 on the corner. So inning is over, but the Twins strike. Back-to-back doubles, Wallner and Lee. It's 1-0. couple of former first-round picks making a difference. Matt Wallner, 2-out double. Then he scored on a Brooks Lee run-scoring extra base hit. And David Festa now pitching with a 1-0 lead. The Tigers bat bottom 4. Hitters 3, 4, and 5. Carpenter, Green, and Torkelson. Big cut there from Carpenter on a high slider.
You can tell Carpenter's going up there. He's hacking. If I'm David Festa, yeah, I'm staying out of the heart of the strike zone. Even right there, that pitch wasn't even close, and he's second-guessing swinging that bat.
Carpenter had a 3-homer game against the White Sox back on June 2nd. Has hit 14 so far this season. Carpenter, who's dealt with back injuries, shoulder injuries over his career, and chops it foul 2-2. 27 years old now is Kerry Carpenter. As we showed you earlier, he's been a tough out against the Twins head-to-head. Now Festa's 2-2 pitch, and that's going to be a souvenir.
Festa might have got away with a mistake right there. That changeup, it's a little bit up right there.
Vasquez sets up well off the outside corner, wants that ball down and away. You see that with the mitt aimed up at the sky.
I think Vasquez realized that the pitch before that, the changeup before that, was he missed middle in, and so you see him set out on the other batter's box trying to get Festa's sights way off the plate.
Sets up more in this time, and that's fouled back at 95. So yeah, we're seeing right here this half inning, a 7-pitch at bat, that Festa's not hitting his spots.
Yeah. And hopefully Vasquez can kind of help him through it. You see him right there, paying close attention to what he's doing and what he's not doing, and trying to, give him better targets.
And Carpenter doesn't walk too often, only a 3% walk rate. He struck him out. Came back with a slider, and that is now 4 strikeouts for Festa. Big pitch in the zone there, 3-2.
I like that pitch selection right there. Throw a bunch of fastballs and changeups. One thing he hadn't thrown in a while was that slider. See it just tied up Kerry Carpenter.
So 9-pitch at bat, and Festa wins that round. Now Riley Green popped out first pitch he saw to third base as Festa's fastball over but high for ball 1. Riley Green having a fantastic year, all-star last year, likely all-star bound again this year. First round pick back in 2019, 17 home runs. The month of June alone, he has been an extra base hit machine. This one up the middle, and Correa on the second base side makes the play on Green. And there are 2 down.
Fast, easy setup of direct deposit to your new account. That's the power of us.
So 2 up, 2 down for Festa, and now Spencer Torkelson. Hit by a pitch in the second. Torkelson's numbers down here in June after a blistering start, but still some home run pop in that bat. And a home run yesterday as the Tigers completed a series win here against the A's. Popped up right side. Clemens chasing. Wallner coming in. Clemens will grab it with his back to the infield. And that's another 1-2-3 inning for David Festa. Twins offense back at it in the 5th, leading by 1. Welcome back. Hope you spend your fourth with us at Target Field. Twins are back home taking on the Tampa Bay Rays. Enjoy pregame fun and a performance from the Johnny Home Band. Receive specials on food and beverage and so much more. Twins.com/tickets for all the information. Harrison Bader to third. Colt Keith is there. Long throw. Got him. Good play by Colt Keith, the guy that's played more second and first, only his fifth start at third base this season. And a good play on Harrison Bader.
Yeah, this was a really, really good play by Keith. See him go to the backhand here in a second. You see right here, he knew who was running this time, Harrison Bader, so he knew he had to get rid of that ball quick, fast, in a hurry.
Christian Vasquez, after spending time behind the plate on this warm, humid night, saw his teammate first pitch ground out. He'll take his time out before this second plate appearance. It's the kind of night that you can't help but look at the Twins jerseys and the shade of gray that they show. From light to dark, absorbing all that sweat on a night like this, especially for catchers.
That's what I was, yep. Especially Vasquez back there working hard behind the plate for David Festa. It's a humid day in Detroit. I flew in from Florida yesterday, and I almost forgot I was in Michigan. I was like, what the heck is...
1-1, Vasquez lofts it to left and playable for Riley Green. And there are two down, and here comes Byron Buxton, 0 for 2 tonight. Let's take a look at Byron as we go StatCast 3D, powered by Google Cloud. And the slugging percentage for Buxton and the zones and the spots, Denard, he enjoys.
You see a lot of red right here, especially out over the heart of the plate. That 292, I mean, that's still a really good average right there. That's the pitch as of late. We've seen him pulling his hands inside the ball, keeping it fair.
You saw that note, too, about middle, that he is demolishing baseballs. And you would think, of course, I mean, middle, that's got to be a great spot for hitters. I was reminded by pitching coach Pete Mackey, this was a year or so ago, and he said, you'd be surprised with how low the numbers are on middle pitches. That it's not as gaudy as you might think on pitches that are, one would imagine, where a hitter wants them to be, right down the middle. But it's not that favorable.
As hitters, we don't practice the pitch that's right down the middle. We practice on the pitch that's middle in, trying to pull the ball the right way, and then we practice on the pitch that's on the outer third, trying to go the opposite field. So you'll see a lot of times hitters get locked up when a pitcher throws it directly down the middle. We don't practice that as much.
2 balls and 1 strike. 2 down here in the 5th against Sawyer Gibson Long. Buxton swings and hammers high in the air, deep left field. Back it goes, and that is way out of here. Number 18 for Byron Buxton. Man, did he demolish that. It is 2-0, 425. Beautiful feet from the Buck Truck here in Detroit.
I think every other MLB player in history struggles on the fastball middle. Other than Byron Buxton. That pitch right there, middle, two-seam fastball. Watch this. Right down the middle. I would have popped up on that one. Byron Buxton staying through that two-seamer nicely. He knew it. Go ahead and, what do you got, pull the string?
Buck Truck. The old Buck Truck. His dad, truck driver, always. Shout out to his dad. Yeah, you drive around the Metro in Minneapolis, St. Paul, any Little League team, and guess what they're doing? Buck trucks all around the bases.
Yes, sir.
Number 18 for Byron. And the Twins have a 2-run lead. Trevor Larnach. 1-1. That's Buxton's 6th home run over his last 14 games away from Target Field. Broken bat and a ground ball, foul. So Larnach, new bat, part of the barrel on the ground. Career home run number 151 for Byron Buxton. Now 10 away from tying Max Kepler for 12th on the Twins' all-time home run list.
Just seems to continue to get better, aging like fine wine.
1-2 on Lardick. New bat in his hands, and Gibson Long strikes him out to end the inning, but the Twins add on to their lead. A tape measure blast from hopefully the two-time All-Star Byron Buxton, demolishing that baseball 2-0 in Detroit. Now, Byron Buxton's 6th home run lifetime at Comerica Park is powered by Treasure Island Resort and Casino. For every Twins home run hit to the Treasure Island home run deck, Treasure Island donates $2,500 to the Twins Community Fund to support youth baseball and softball programs throughout Twins territory. Wenceel Perez leads off. A check swing and a strike on the switch-hitting Tiger outfielder, who struck out swinging in the second. Festa's done a great job slowing down this red-hot Tigers offense here in the month of June that has the highest OPS of any offense this month in the game. Averaging around 5 runs per game this month alone.
Got to give him credit. Like I said, last inning, going through the second time of this lineup, started off a little slow, but then he settled in. Vasky back there also giving him some good targets and making pitches just like that right there. It's a quality pitch.
And you mentioned this at the top. You were focused in on Festa's slider, and for good reason, because the slider has been hit hard this season. But tonight, Festa has induced 6 swing and misses so far, and 4 of the 6 with his slider.
Yeah, I mean, that's the pitch last year that he had and he used for a weapon. You know, that was like his put-away pitch. You know, he has that 4-seam, 2-seam fastball, has run on it, and then he has a changeup. So everything is kind of, you know, going, what's that, arm side. So he needs a pitch to go glove side. And so that slider, when it's going, when he has, you know, command of it, it just is so effective for him.
Struck him out with a changeup. So Perez has struck out twice, both swinging. Now 5 strikeouts for Festa.
Yeah, and I think the slider set that pitch up right there, because now he's thinking about that inside pitch on that slider, and instead right there, he follows up with a changeup, and you see him out in front on that pitch.
It's a good battle right there. What Festa's doing with his changeup against a team that is clobbering changeups. So far, Festa's been effective with that changeup, a pitch he's been throwing more this season. Ball 1 to Dylan Dingler, who has the lone Tiger hit so far. That was a second inning single to center. Now Dingler, he's homegrown, second round pick in 2020. Had a great month of May. His numbers have come down here in June. Now Danny Coulombe is warming up. 1-1, Chop Weekly, third base. It's Brooks Lee. Slings it across in time and retires the Tigers catcher. And there are 2 down. So bullpen up early. And we have seen this with Festa, and we've seen this with Simeon Woods Richardson. Even though the pitch count is in great shape, will Festa get a chance to see this Tigers lineup a third time? Right now it's Parker Meadows. He bats 8th with 2 down here in the 5th inning. Strike 1.
He's making quality pitch after quality pitch. I mean, he's retired the last 8 hitters. I don't want to say he's making it look easy, but he's under control right now.
I like his tempo tonight. I think he's getting the ball back, and Vasquez is sending all the right pitches and signals. Look at that. I mean, that is incredibly efficient pitching from Festa tonight. Look, has the ball and just goes.
And I think that takes trust, from Festa with Vasquez. That communication maybe before the game and just saying, you know what, like, I'm not going to overthink this. I'm just going to trust my veteran catcher. I trust what he sees and what he's putting down, and just throw the ball with conviction. That's what he looks like. He's throwing the ball with conviction tonight.
Check swing, a strike anyway, 93, and there's the sinker that David added to his arsenal this winter. So 2-2 on the Tigers center fielder. He struck him out with a slider, and Festa is through 5, has now struck out 6, has gone deep enough to qualify for the win. Great bounce back showing here from Festa on the road in game 1. 2-0 Twins. David Festa in between innings. He's a pacer. He goes back and forth, 64 pitches, 5 innings, no runs, 6 strikeouts, 1 hit. So he's on one end of the dugout. Rocco's on the other as he chats with bench coach Jace Tingler. So Rocco has not yet offered a handshake to his starter. David, don't walk that way. No, come back.
I like it, though. He's walking right in front of the manager, letting him know I'm fresh. I don't need a break. It's like that boxer who doesn't sit down in between rounds. He's showing the opponent, hey, I'm still fresh, and I want to go back out there. I hope that's what he's thinking.
He is pitching well tonight. Twins have a 2-0 lead, 6th inning. Willie Castro 0 for 2. And now it's a 1-ball, 1-strike count. And Willie, very complimentary of his time in Detroit, and specifically Tigers manager A.J. Hinch, who first really offered Willie the opportunity to play multiple positions. He broke in as a shortstop and had some good moments early in his big league career, but then it did not stay that way. And it was A.J. that said, look, we've got to move you around a little bit, and Castro thankful to Hinch for allowing him that opportunity to do it at the big league level, to move around a bit.
Kudos to A.J. Hinch and kudos to Castro for being open to that idea, especially as a young player. You know, you come up as a shortstop and, you know, that can become your identity. And, you know, the fact that he was open to switching positions and understanding that, hey, this might be the key to me being an all-star, which he was last year, and, you know, having a long career. You know, everyday shortstops, you know, you have to put up monster numbers. And so when you're that utility player, you don't have to put up those monster numbers offensively as much.
I'm almost surprised when you meet a pro player that did not start as a shortstop, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that's the
That's
norm?
true.
Is that you're a shortstop and
Center
then you
field,
move around?
That's true, yeah. If you're a left-handed throwing guy, yeah, you probably played center field or pitched. And, I mean, all these guys on the field are great athletes.
3-2 is inside, ball 4, leadoff walk, Willie Castro. Adding to his good walk rate this season. Yeah, the Twins have the leadoff man on, leading by 2.
Treasure Island Resort and Casino is the exclusive casino partner of the Minnesota Twins. Visit TICasino.com to learn more about Minnesota's destination fun.
Gibson Long, his first 17-plus innings this year, walked a total of 2 men. He's walked 2 alone tonight. And we'll see if Correa can capitalize on the front of a slider. Now, Correa, last 19 games at this ballpark, is hitting over .340 with 7 home runs. To right center, and Meadows makes the play, and Castro back to first, and 1 away here in the 6th. A.J. Hinch is coming out, and it looks like a pitching change is coming up. So Sawyer Gipson-Long, at his second start this season, leaves here in the 6th inning. Herter coming in for the Tigers. Twins by 2. Pitching change, Brant Herter. Lefty takes over for Sawyer Gipson-Long here in the 6th inning. And Matt Wallner due up. He will not bat. Ty France will bat in his spot.
Yeah, I like this move right here from Rocco, sensing that this could be an opportunity for the Twins to maybe tack on another run. Has the luxury of bringing up Ty France, one of the better hitters of this lineup. Brant Herter 4-pitch mix, but likes that two-seam fastball and that sweeper combination, especially the right-handed hitters.
Tough on lefties. Lefties 173, righties 272. That's batting average. OPS about a 200-point gap. 748 to righties, 518 to lefties as France swings and misses. The Twins, in terms of pinch hitting, it has been an entirely different look this year, where the Twins have been near the top and the amount of pinch hit at bats the last couple of years, not the case. This is just the 46th pinch hit at bat for the Twins. That puts them 18th in baseball. Now the Tigers, meanwhile, they are big fans of mixing and matching and pinch hitting. Third most pinch hitting at bats, pinch hit at bats of any team in the sport this year.
I wonder if that's because of some of the injuries that the Twins have had, and maybe they're, team not as deep as they would like, and just trusting the guys that start the game.
I think it's both. I think that, and we talked about this with Trevor Larnach, that he made it a point in spring training that he wanted a chance to see more left-handed pitching this year. That has happened. But I also think it boils down to roster.
Yeah.
I think that the Twins, going into the year, you did not hear about guys that were signed just because they're good against left-handed pitching in the way that we heard in the past. And the pinch hitting the Twins did in 2023 worked out great. It was a part of their success. 2024 did not work at all.
That's the thing. Every year, it's totally different. Like you said, it's dependent upon your roster configuration and who's healthy, who's available, who's swinging a hot bat.
Castro back in easily. One and two on Ty. Castro runs and the pitch is high. Throw to second base, and that is not in time. So Willie Castro not running all that often this season, just his fourth stolen base in 5 attempts. But he is now in scoring position.
Yeah, Willie got himself a really good jump right here. First move, as soon as he lifted that leg up, he went off to the races. Say it again. Running the bases, being aggressive.
This is where Ty has been so good. Runners in scoring position as he waits for the 2-2 from Herter. Way outside, this one to the backstop, and now Castro makes third. Second wild pitch thrown by the Tigers tonight.
Bit outside.
Well done, Harry Doyle. Now the Tigers will have the infield come in. Run expectancy, runner at third, one out. Pretty close to scoring that man.
Get the job done, put the ball in play up the middle of the field or outfield grass here.
Way outside, ball 4. So second walk of the inning. Now the Twins have 2 on, 1 out, and Brooks Lee is coming up. And what A.J. Hinch, what this bullpen is very good at, is inducing ground balls. Third highest ground ball rate of any bullpen in the game. And the pitching chaos that really sparked the Tigers' turnaround last year from a selling team at the deadline to making the playoffs was how often they brought in arms that induced ground balls and double plays. Got the call off the corner on Lee.
Got to imagine Herter right here. You're talking about ground balls. Likes that two-seam fastball. Is going to try to see if he can get Brooks Lee to hit on the top of this baseball, but hopefully Brooks Lee can do the opposite.
Line to right center field. That's a base hit. Castro will score. Rounding second base is France. On his way to third base, he will slide, and he is safe as the ball jars free. Lee will stop at first base, so Brooks Lee drives in another run tonight. France, hopefully he's okay, and the Twins now have a 3-0 lead.
Good piece of hitting right there. Good job, Brooks Lee. Seeing him come up time and time again, his second RBI of the day. You see Herter right there try to throw that two-seamer, but he left it up, and that's where you want to see that pitch. Two-seamer up in the strike zone, able to punch it right through the middle of the field, and then you saw Ty France being aggressive, giving Detroit a little bit of their own medicine. Doesn't feel so good when you do it to
them.
Yeah.
Yeah, so nice base running there from France, and now Cody Clemens. A little bad against the lefty. And that one is inside, and that hit Clemens on his hand.
He's okay.
So the bases are loaded with Harrison Bader coming up.
Hate to see this. He's been swinging the bat so well and getting an opportunity at the big league level. Hopefully he's able to shake this one off.
So Rocco Baldelli, Nick Paparesta taking a look at the right hand of Clemens. Meanwhile, Herder faced a minimum 3 batters, and he will leave this game. Did not retire a single Twins hitter here tonight. So Carlos Hernandez, he is now coming in. Twins up by 3, have a chance to bust it open with Bader at the plate when we come back.
Watch Harrison Bader.
Back it goes and gone.
Long ball Bader off to a great start.
Harrison Bader came up big again.
Gone! Harrison Bader!
Harrison Bader's been really good for them.
Bye-bye and gone for Harrison Bader. That was the jolt the Twins needed. What a swing right there.
Bases loaded, 1 out, and Bader steps in against Carlos Hernandez. And a strike on Bader. Bases loaded this season. Bader is 1 for 5. Hernandez with the Phillies and now the Tigers.
Bader coming up in this situation will be trying to get at least one of these runs, if not 2 of them. Brooksley over there at second base. Carlos Hernandez likes that 4-seam fastball. See right there throwing something off speed. But he has a really good arm, 98 mile an hour. But has 15 walks this season in 29 innings pitched. So
we saw Hernandez debut with the Royals in 2020. Power arm, bullpen, some starting experience. 0-2 on Bader. And he struck him out at 98. So a key out there is Bader. Makes the second out, and now it's up to Christian Vasquez.
see Hernandez right here just says he's going to challenge Bader. Throw him that breaking ball, the pitch before that. Maybe Bader had that in the back of his mind. Just a little late on that fastball there.
So 1 in, 3 on, now 2 out Vasquez. 0 for 1 with a walk tonight. And a strike from Hernandez. Vasquez 0 for 3, bases loaded this year. On the ground to third, and Colt Keith. Extra step and makes the play, and the Twins were looking for a bigger number, settle for only 1. 3-0. Bottom 6 when we come back. Now, David Festa has been magnificent tonight, and he will come back out, Denard, for the 6th inning.
Yes, I think he has earned that opportunity tonight. This is his ball game to lose. You see him right there, that slider. We talked about it earlier. That's been the go-to pitch for him tonight. The go-to pitch for him last year. This year he struggled with that pitch, but tonight has it going. That changeup, fastball, everything is going. He's done a fine job tonight.
The deepest he has gone in a big league start this season, 6 innings. That was a good outing at home against Texas. Twins by 3, Baez, Keith, and Torres. 9-1-2, Baez to third. That's a fair ball. Brooks Lee from foul territory. What a play! Brooks Lee looking like Brooks Robinson, making that play near the coach's box at third base. That was awesome to begin the 6th inning.
Play of the game right there, Brooks Lee. Sometimes you have to make a huge play late in the ball game for your pitcher. This could have easily led to a potential rally, but you see him right there in foul territory, making a play that you see Javi Baez do to so many other hitters. Once again, giving the Tigers a little bit of their own medicine tonight. I love it.
Named after Brooks Robinson, and looked like the Hall of Famer right there. Great play. And Baez retired. Now Colt Keith. He's 0 for 2. This one to center. Deep. Buxton back. Still going. Byron with a play. Onto the warning track for out number 2. Torres coming up. Let's go back to this fine play from Brooks Lee, Denard, a moment ago.
Watching right there, no false step. Fields it, knows that you got Javi Baez. You see him when he rear back, knew he's going to have to make a strong throw. Watch him right here, gathers himself, stays through the ball, kept that front shoulder pointed to his target. I'm not an infielder, but it looked really good.
So 2 down, and now a strike on Gleyber Torres, who has seen Festa twice and struck out looking on both occasions. And down 2 strikes here in the 6th inning. Twins defensively, some changes. Ty France at first. Clemens goes from first to second, and Castro goes from second to right. 0-2 on Torres. Torres has been among the game's better 2-strike hitters this season. More walks than strikeouts for Gleyber Torres. 80-plus games in. But Festa has struck him out twice. .72 pitches in. Again, Festa with the 1-2. Festa has not walked a man tonight. He's hit 1. He's allowed only 1 hit. Seven pitch at bat. There's 1 sinker so far to Torres. Up the middle and into center field. Another 2-strike hit for Torres. And he's out for the first time tonight. And Kerry Carpenter will bat for the Tigers. Let's take a look at our Liberty Mutual field insurance coverage here tonight, and this kind of focuses in on a strength. Denard, you referenced at the beginning with how the Tigers operate offensively.
Yeah, this is, I think you point to one of the reasons why they're in first place, and it's because of the base running, you know, and just their mindset coming into every single game, trying to be aggressive, trying to push the envelope. You know, for me, like I said, it's a mindset. You have to, before the game starts, say, all right, this is how we're going to play the game of baseball. Probably not before the game starts, going into spring training. That's what you're talking about. This is our DNA of our ball club. And, yeah, I mean, once again, you look at their roster top to bottom, they really don't have any burners. But it doesn't take speed to be aggressive and to give effort.
We'll keep it here as the Twins make a pitching change and Festa departs and gives way to Danny Coulombe. So Kerry Carpenter, he is due up for the Tigers. Now we'll see if A.J. Hinch counters this move. As we mentioned, he will utilize his bench often in ball games.
You see him with those notes over there. He's looking, he's checking.
So Twins have a 3-0 lead here in the 6th inning. As Coulombe takes over. And Danny threw a scoreless inning yesterday. And he's had a fine season.
Yeah, he's essentially been unhittable. Been a bright spot for this bullpen. Throws a little bit of everything. Doesn't have an overpowering arm, but what he does do really well is has late movement, late break on all of his pitches. Just does a good job at missing barrels.
And Carpenter will not bat. He'll pull the lefty for the righty, Jahmai Jones. So here is Jones. Great numbers against left-handed pitching. Hitting .417, 2 homers, 5 knocked in. And pinch hitting, he's been exceptional. So Jones against the lefty Coulombe. With a man on, 2 down. Twins by 3 in the 6th. Ball 1. Out in front. Off speed from Danny to even up the count. Jones signed by the Tigers to a minor league deal back in November. Began this season at AAA. Going inside for ball 2.
We might have to fact check this. I was doing my research on Coulombe. He throws his sweeper 22% of the time, and he has a 0 batting average. Is that correct? Has to be. I mean, that's ridiculous to me that you could throw a pitch 22% of the time and at this point in the season not give up a hit.
He's been very good. The whip and an ERA under 1, and now needs one more strike to end this inning facing Jones. Coulombe ready. Lefty to righty. And the 2-2 pitch, and that is just high.
I think he froze Jones on this one. Even if that would have been in the strike zone, he's not swinging. He gave up on that pitch.
So Torres will be moving. He takes off. Ground ball, third base. Lee plays the hop feed. Second base, and the force in time to get Torres to end the inning. So Brooks Lee made the play to end the inning, but don't forget about the beauty to begin this inning. Boy, looking like his namesake here in Detroit. 3-0 Twins after 6.
Byron Buxton continues to crush the ball with another home run tonight, but he's also taking walks at a higher rate than we have seen in a while. I asked him if he puts any weight on that, and just in terms of how locked in he is at the plate, kind of smiled and he said, to be honest with you, not a ton. Over the last few years, I've become more aggressive as a hitter, and the more aggressive I am, that's when I am more locked in. I don't get locked in by being passive because I go up there to hit the ball. We kind of continued the conversation. He said, don't get me wrong. It's nothing against taking a walk, but again, I want to go up there and hit the ball. But when I do take a walk, I promise you, I'm already thinking second base, because the way that my teammates are hitting the ball right now, they get me on base, I'm taking second, and they hit the ball, I'm scoring. That's just my mentality. As soon as that fourth ball comes around, I'm automatically thinking second. So again, guys, you know that old saying, a walk's as good as a hit? Some situations it certainly is, but Byron Buxton goes up there wanting to connect every single time.
And Audrey, he really is the lone true running threat on this team. And what you said there about his mentality right now, when he is on first base, he's not content with just staying put. I mean, this is as well as he has moved truly in years.
No question. I think because of his aggressiveness, and pitchers know that, he's coming up there hacking right away. He's finding himself in 2-0, 3-1 counts and drawing walks. Pitchers know they have to lock in right away.
He's approaching a 10% walk rate, adding to that number here. And Byron Buxton was not named an All-Star Game starting finalist, but he is deserving to be in Atlanta. And VoteTwins.com/votes. And just by voting, you win a chance for 4 Champions Club seats for a September game at Target Field. Buxton takes off, inside throw to second base, forget it, into center field, and Byron did not see that. He'll stay put at second base.
Yeah, good jump there. Too bad he couldn't pick up that baseball. I think he would have gotten to third base easily. Got to check and see if Baez maybe held the tag on him, or maybe, yeah, I think he thought Baez still had the baseball. Baez he's tricky over there.
So 14 out of 14. And now Larnach 0 for 3 tonight. Well, momentum is an interesting aspect of this game. Twins have had it, but then you had a feeling maybe shifted some to the Tigers side by the Twins not adding on. Bases loaded, 1 out. But then Festa and Coulomb come back, deny the Tigers in the 6th, and now the Twins have it. Buxton at second base, nobody out.
Another opportunity right here to add on to this lead. That's what you want to do if you're Minnesota right here. Just try to cash in on Buxton here at second base. If you're Larnach, you want to try to get him over to third base. That's your job right now. First job is to drive him in. Your second job is to get him over to third base if that's not the case.
A 2-1 count to Larnach. And Twins bullpen, Louis Varland. Varland, Jax, Duran, all 3 guys ready to go here tonight. Chop to the right side, and this will advance Buxton as Torres throws out Larnach.
Quality AB right there.
So now the infield will certainly come in, and Willie Castro is coming up. All right, got a guy hitting from the left side right here. Left-handed batter. Willie has not tried to bunt much at all this season. It was a part of his game in the past.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to try to bunt here.
Oh, he shows, and he lays it down.
Did.
Buxton coming home. He will score, and Willie Castro lays down the bunt.
Well, how did you know that?
Well, just looking at the variables, it seemed like an option. Willie, I think, a better bunter from the left side. Good speed, great speed, elite speed at third base. Just hoping for that. No way to defend it and keep that guy from scoring if the ball is fair.
I love it. I mean, good call. Definitely, that's not what I was thinking with the infield in. But he knows all he has to do is get this ball down, and with Buxton's speed, he's going to score. Great execution right there, getting that extra run. Good call.
So manufacturing there a little bit, but it began with Audrey's report about Buxton. Hey, get on, get to second base. And Larnach got him over, and Willie brought him in. So 4-0. Let's take a look at Buxton.
It's good base running right here. You see him, he didn't even hesitate on that secondary lead. Ready on his front foot like Rocco talked about during his pregame hit. The guy's being aggressive, ready to take advantage.
As Correa lines a base hit to left. So Correa now with a 7-game hitting streak. And he's out for the first time tonight here as the Twins lead by 4 in the 7th.
To watch Correa play baseball any day of the week. He's just such a pro. 0 for 3. You think he's coming up there his 4th at bat with his head down. He's not. He's grinding to the last inning.
The cut there from France. Fastball 98 from Hernandez. 0-1. Read a note on the Tigers earlier tonight about not just how well they're playing at home, but especially in the first game of every home series. There have been 13 series openers for the Tigers at Comerica Park this year. They have won 12 of the first 13. So losing game 1 of a series at home has only happened 1 time all year.
I mean, that's wild. I mean, that's impressive. I mean, they've had the best record in the American League for the majority of the year, so it doesn't surprise me.
Grant strikes out, inning over, we stretch, but the Buck truck, we've seen the power, now we see the speed. Castro got the bunt down, Twins by 4 as we stretch. Welcome back. Turned out to be a lovely night. Delayed by about 20 minutes because of a threat of rain. Bottom 7. Twins have a 4-0 lead. Brooks Lee, great game. Offensively, defensively. David Festive, fantastic. 6 strikeouts, 5 2/3 innings. And Willie Castro mentioned how he's not bunting much at all. He just laid down his first sacrifice bunt all year. And the Twins, as a team, now have 2 sacrifice bunts here. And it's late June. It worked out 4-0 as the Twins make a pitching change. Riley Green will bat, and he will face Louie Varland.
Louie Varland will be coming in, trying to keep this game at a scoreless for the Tigers. He's done a good job. 0 earned runs in the month of June. Louie getting it done. Fastball velo sitting nice. Out of that bullpen throwing 98 mile an hour. And that curveball has been devastating as well for him.
Yeah, that it has, as Riley Green 0 for 2 tonight. Fouls a Varland fastball off. One and 2. Blew it by him. Yeah, Riley Green, he does strike out. He's got great power. Having a fantastic year, but a high strikeout rate. And Varland got him, 89. That knuckle curve that you referenced comes into play. And Green is out number 1.
Just filthy. Threw the fastball before that and then just broke Riley Green off with that nasty curveball. Ton of depth on that pitch.
So retired 1 first-round pick, now sees another. And Spencer Torkelson to third, and Lee another chance. Well behind the bag, unleashes this throw, and it pulls France off the bag. Boy, Lee's had about every play you can have in a game. I mean, every throw.
Yes, he has. And this right here, another tough play. You see him right there having to plant on that back foot, but just not able to throw a good strike over there to tie France. You're right about that. He's been busy over there.
And scored a hit, third hit for the Tigers tonight. Now Wensiel Perez, 97, misses in. Perez faced David Festa twice, struck out on both occasions. One and one. Tigers bullpen. Righty Dylan Smith. He's warming up, so Hernandez likely done. Inning at 2/3 work tonight. Louis behind. Perez 2-1. Now 3-1. Vasquez kind of checking the laces there of his mitt.
I think he almost lost that baseball.
Varland doesn't walk many. Behind Perez, 3-1. And he just did. So an infield hit, now a walk. And Dylan Dingler is coming up for the Tigers. Become a My Twins member for free with a starter membership. As a My Twins member, you get rewarded for your support by earning rewards for experiences, merch, concession credits, and so much more. Enroll for free right now at twins.com/mytwins. It's the third walk for Varland all of June. Louis has a high ground ball rate, so a high strikeout rate, also a ground ball inducing arm. As Dylan Dingler steps in, he's 1 for 2 tonight. Like the Twins, the Tigers' offense very good with runners in scoring position as a team. Chop foul.
Louis right here just needs to take a deep breath. Just try to focus right now on Dingler. Don't worry about those guys on base. Try to take this pitch by pitch right here.
Griffin Jacks beginning his warm-up routine of the bullpen. Down the line at third, Lee will glove. It's fair, throws across, not in time. Everybody's safe. Oh no, they're going to say out at third base. I'm sorry, lead Torkelson is out. I'm sorry, Torkelson is out, the lead runner.
Yes.
So there are 2 outs. So Dingler's safe as Lee tried to turn 2, but importantly got the lead man.
This was impressive right here. Good court awareness, knowing where he is, touching the bag. As soon as he caught it, almost had the 5-3 double play right there.
You know, I saw the left arm of John Tumpane, and I just thought safe when he was just pointing fair.
Yep.
So out at third is Torkelson. So Perez to second. And here's Parker Meadows with 2 down. Scoreboard asking the fans here to make some noise. 0-1.
Man, that's such a huge weapon for him right there, that curveball.
Meadows 0 for 2 tonight. He has bounced out and struck out. 0 and 2.
Throw it again.
Well, against lefties, the most strikeouts, and the strikeout pitch for Varland against lefties has been his curveball.
This is out pitch. 23 strikeouts.
2 on, 2 out. Twins by 4. Popped up. It is twilight time. Shallow left. Bader in. It's going to be Lee backing out at third. He'll make the play, and the inning is over, and the rally the Tigers had going is denied. Welcome back. Twins have a 4-0 lead batting here in the 8th inning, and Brooks Lee has had a great night, Denard, offensively and defensively.
Yeah, he's done it on both sides for the Twins tonight. 2 RBIs, sneaking that ball down the line, and then right here we see him do this all the time, stay up through the middle of the field, that short, compact swing. And then on the other side of the baseball, looking like, I want to say Joe Caridi, man. I don't know why that name just came to mind. Joe Caridi was smooth, and Brooks Lee, I'm sorry, I'm all over the place.
Well,
Brooks
he's named
Lee.
after Brooks Robinson. I mean, I thought you'd say he looks like Trevor Plouffe, too. I mean, he had a lot of choices there.
You are absolutely
third base.
right. You're absolutely right. Trevor, I hope you're listening tonight. Love you, my guy.
Dylan Smith takes over, 8th inning. Lee 2 for 3 tonight. He's knocked in a pair. And that's low 1-1 on Lee. Clemens and Bader to follow.
Dylan Smith, kind of a funky windup right there. You don't see that too often. Like if I was a hitter, that would throw my timing off. It just looks off rhythm right there a little bit.
You know, speaking of Twins third baseman, Royce Lewis is beginning a rehab assignment with the St. Paul Saints tonight. Royce DHing. St. Paul and Louisville, 3-3 game of the 6th, and Royce is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. In his first game to the right side, Torres makes a good play. So Torres went to his right, and Lee thrown out, and 1 away here in the 8th. Smith, the 4th pitcher used by Detroit tonight.
Good to see Cody okay after that hit by pitch in the hand.
Clemens began the game at first, now playing defensively at second. And this is Sky to shallow center. And Parker Meadows sees it and will catch it. And there are two down here in the 8th inning. Let's take a look at our upcoming schedule, brought to you by Progressive. It's a day game tomorrow. Let's start at noon. First pitch at 12:10 Central. Then Twins are on prime time Sunday night against the Tigers. Off day Monday. And then we'll visit Miami starting on Tuesday before they're back home for a 3-team homestand to close out the first half. Tampa Bay, Cubbies, and the Pirates. Harrison Bader 1 for 3. That's a 1-1 count as Bader fouled that one off of his body.
Yeah, that pitch was way inside. I'm not sure how he was able to get the bat on that one. Fastball had a ton of run on it.
This is popped up behind the plate, and Dingler over at the screen, and that'll find the fans right behind the plate. And 1-2 on Harrison Bader. Tigers in their half of the 8th inning. It'll be hitters 9-1 and 2, Baez, Keith, and Torres. And the Twins have a power arm ready in the bullpen after Varland worked a scoreless 7th. And Bader strikes out, so 3 up, 3 down for Dylan Smith. So the inning ends. Pitching change coming up in Detroit, and Griffin Jacks is coming in. Welcome back. Griffin Jacks will take over while the Twins were in Cincinnati. Great story on Fangraphs about how good Griffin Jacks' changeup has been, and in fact it's been the best at doing this. The distance between the barrel and the ball on his changeup is almost 7 inches of space between the bat and the ball. How the changeup is acting almost like a slider from a left-handed pitcher. And Jacks will throw that to both sides of the plate. It is an incredible pitch, and we'll see plenty of that coming up here in the 8th, with the Twins up by 4.
You're right. Just an incredible pitch. You can see that pitch against left-handed hitters. They're reading that ball on the inside corner out of his hand. And by the time they go to swing, that ball is way off the plate.
1 ball, 1 strike now on Javier Baez, who's 0 for 2 tonight. Jacks against righties Leans on a sweeper often, but his second most used pitch against righties is his changeup. One and two. And he struck him out with a sweeper. And that is where teams have gone in the past against Baez with 2 strikes. You set up in a different time zone, and Baez went after it, one away.
I think that's one of those cases where Baez is guessing right there because that pitch is not even close. Way off the plate. Vasky realizing that change up the pitch before that had him thinking inside and set up way on the outside corner on that sweeper.
Sets a target down and away as Colt Keith steps in, 97 just low. For ball 1, Keith 0 for 3. He's flied out all 3 times, batting leadoff for the 6th time this season. Line to the right side, past a lunging France, and down to the corner. And Castro stumbles, lost the ball at his footing. And Colt Keith is on his way to third base, and he will make it in safely. And some noise here in downtown Detroit for the first time all night.
Like the aggressiveness right here from Castro in right field, trying to stop the double from Keith right here. But you got to realize that 99.9% of the times that's just a double right there. And you see him right there trying to reach down and get that ball and just couldn't keep his body under control.
It's a fastball from Jax. It is a triple infield back. And the Twins will concede the run for the outs. And a buckling pitch right there on Gleyber Torres, 0-1. Torres a single and 2 strikeouts. Tigers 7th inning or later, this has been the best run producing offense in the game. And now Jax, this is when he is in strikeout mode here with 2 strikes. Now Zach McKinstry had a good day yesterday and a shutout win over the A's is on deck. Who'll bat for Jones, the DH spot. One and 2 on Gleyber Torres. No swing. He started but did stop.
That was a nasty pitch. Good job by, I don't say good job, but that was Torres doing a good job at not swinging if you're on the offensive side of things.
In the dirt, knocked down by Vasquez. Full count. To center and a hit. Torres drives in Keith. No shutout tonight. It's 4-1.
Just got to tip your cap right there to Gleyber Torres. We haven't seen this much this season on that changeup. You could tell he was ready for it. And did a good job at keeping his hands close to his body and not doing too much with 2 strikes right there.
So Torres, as we mentioned, he is a very good 2-strike hitter. Adds to those numbers with his 41st RBI. Pete Mackey out for a mound visit as McKinstry is announced. So a 3-run game and still just 1 out here in the 8th inning. Now, McKinstry had a triple yesterday, and he's among the game's leaders in that category. Line to right center, that's a hit. Castro throws into second, and the Tigers have runners at the corners. 3 straight hits. And the tying run is coming up in the dangerous Riley Green.
Detroit Ball Club, they don't go away easy. One of the reasons, many reasons why they're in first place. Keep battling. This is why those runs over the last couple innings for the Twins are huge right now. Because even with that hit and even with the run they just scored, Twins still in a good spot right here.
Riley Green 0 for 3 here tonight. Ball 1 outside. Breaking ball, sweeper, 1-1. Green 3 for 6 lifetime against Jacks. And Tiger fans on their feet. They have been quiet all night long, but not now. McKinstry runs, and the pitch, a swing and a miss, throw to second base. No tag from Correa. And McKinstry swipes second. It's 2-2. But now the Tigers have 2 runners in scoring position. So 2-2 on Riley Green. Big power, big strikeout hitter. He struck him out. So Green is out number 2. And now Torkelson.
That's what makes Griffin Jacks so good. Not only does he have that nasty changeup, but he has a sweeper as well. Uses that right there to get Riley Green.
Spencer Torkelson this season swinging more at the first pitch than he ever has before. 5 for 9 lifetime against Jacks. Did not expand there, ball 1. Twins bullpen, Jhoan Duran is up in the 8th inning. Torkelson's been out twice tonight in the dirt. Now this surge here has changed plans in the Tiger bullpen. Tommy Kahnle, he has been in a variety of roles late in ball games for A.J. Hinch. Big pitch right now behind 2-0. 2-1. Check swing, he went.
Sir.
2-2.
Sir. Once again, Griffin Jacks just has many weapons. If you're a hitter up there, I mean, you really don't know what to think, because he has that fastball, 97, 98, changeup, sweeper, everything moving all over the place.
He struck him out with a breaking ball. So Griffin Jacks pitched himself in and out of a jam. The Tigers score 1 but leave 2 in scoring position. Striking out Green and Torkelson. It's 4-1. Now Griffin Jacks, emotion off the mound, and look at that. Correa, Buxton come over. Hang in, it's okay, it's all good. He struck out 3, gave up 1. That's all right. Twins have a 3-run lead. 9th inning begins.
I love that from your captain right there. Going over there.
And that hurt. You can hear Vasquez all the way up here. And he is in pain. Yes, ow. As he's tucking that arm up against his body. Christian Vasquez has called a great game tonight. Did a wonderful job with David Festa behind the plate. And Masa Abe, part of the Twins' outstanding training staff, just seeing if the right hand, right arm is okay with the veteran catcher.
Ooh, like I hit him in the elbow or.
Yeah, back elbow.
Those are the worst right there. I think he thought he had gotten out of the way of that ball. And then all of a sudden you get clipped. That's the worst.
And Masa asking him, can you make a fist? Tough to get the batting gloves off on this warm night. All that sweat building up on the hands. There's Ryan Jeffers looking off in the dugout, starting to just get loose just in case. Vasquez tough, man. I'll stay in. Leadoff man is on, Byron Buxton. Has been out twice, has scored 2 runs. A home run, a walk, a stolen base, scored back in the 7th. This is only the 4th game, 4 of 13 between these two rivals this season. So as the second half begins after the All-Star break, these two teams will meet many times. Buxton will take his time out here.
Kind of miss the days when you played within your division. What, they would come to you 3 times and you would go to them 3 times, especially coming down the stretch in the month of September.
Well, that's one that Byron would love to see again. See, I'm on the other side. I'm fine with 13 because I think it's good for the game that fans see
that part.
National League players.
That part I agree, but
at Target Field every other year.
Coming down the stretch though, August, September,
I
you're
see
down by 6
Load
or
up
7
divisional
games.
Play. Yeah.
You get an opportunity to climb back in the race.
I see your point, yeah. So 1 down as Buxton strikes out.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Minnesota Twins and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and the descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Minnesota Twins.
The remaining games this season between the Twins and Tigers after this weekend will all take place in August. So no September matchups between the Twins and the current first-place team in the division.
That's what I'm talking about. You know, let the guys within the division slug it out, especially coming down the last 3 to 4 weeks of the season. That's what I love, just the intensity of the baseball. Battles with the Tigers and the White Sox back in the day.
The divisional team the Twins will see the most in September is Cleveland. Oh, 2 on Trevor Larnach, 0 for 4 tonight. Cues this one to the left side. Keith, second for 1. Torres the return. I'm sorry, that is Baez the return. And that's a double play. And the inning is over. Joan Duran a chance to save it 3 outs away from a Game 1 win in Detroit. Well, the Twins are 3 outs away from win number 40 and handing the Tigers a rare opening home loss of a series. And Jhoan Duran will try and grab these last 3 outs and pick up his 12th save.
Jhoan Duran been phenomenal this season. Had a nice save on Wednesday night against the Seattle Mariners. See if he can close the door against this tough Detroit Tigers ball club here.
Now, Duran's pitched well this season. Lately, his walk rate has climbed.
So I think right here, this first hitter, just focus on getting this first out. You want to pitch to contact, trust your defense.
You saw that note. He has been a ground ball machine. 71% ground ball rate. So Twins by 3. Wenceel Perez leads off. 0 for 2 with a walk. And there's ball 1.
See, I don't think I like that pitch right there. I mean, you got a 3-run lead. Just throw fastballs, get strike 1. If he hits a home run, you're still up by 2.
There's a weak ground ball to first. It's played by France. He'll take it himself. And weak contact there. The curveball from Duran, and Perez is retired. Now the catcher, Dylan Dingler, moves 1 for 3. Slicing foul, and Castro will see that one land in the seats. Yeah, rally hat on. I hope not. 1-1. Dylan Dingler. Another ground ball. Another chance here for Brooks Lee. And makes the play in time by a step. So 2 away. It's a day game tomorrow. 12:10 Central Time. Twins and the Tigers right back here. As we take a look at Brooks Lee on the charge this time.
Like you said, he's had just about every single play over there at third base, doing a good job coming in on that baseball and then knowing he had to make a clean exchange and a strong throw across the diamond.
Parker Meadows, bases empty, 2 outs, and strike 1. Bailey Ober, Casey Mize, the pitching matchup tomorrow. Twins beat Mize at Target Field earlier in the year. Stay tuned for Twins postgame presented by Treasure Island Resort and Casino. Audra will be joined by a guest. And we'll recap this one and get you ready for that middle game coming up here tomorrow. No balls and 2 strikes on Parker Meadows. Very late cut, 2 strikes, but Meadows spoiled that curveball. Once again, Duran's 0-2 pitch. Hey, he struck him out, and this one is over. And the Twins beat the Tigers 4-1. Byron Buxton went deep again. Brooks Lee was great. David Festa was outstanding. 5 2/3 innings and a milestone win for the Twins tonight, defeating the Tigers for the 500th time in team history. Second time the Twins have racked up 500 wins against any opponent. Also the White Sox, and now the Tigers added to that list. Duran the save, Festa the win. The Twins take game 1 4-1. Stay tuned, more to come here on Twins TV. Twins postgame presented by Treasure Island is next.